We can spend days chasing down faults in the field that you may not even know. It'll be a large rain, you'll have any idea where to begin, and this can narrow it down to even within a module, which would be a huge help and time saver.
I have spent literally all day troubleshooting a ground fault on a large central inverter that has hundreds, if not thousands of strings for that one inverter. So if you can drastically reduce that amount of troubleshooting time, and by using the new ground fault detector, ground fault locator, and it's able to actually tell you it's in this part of the array because you put all of that into the settings, it's going to make the troubleshooting time just so much easier and really reduce that amount of time it's going to take to find it.
And it'd be a long process of essentially turning off half the combiner boxes, seeing if the inverter faults, switching to the other half if it doesn't, and narrowing it down by cutting that group in half. And then when you finally get to the combiner box, then you have to then glove up, open that box up, and be hands-on with a multimeter in that combiner box and be checking strings for imbalances and voltages, and all that can take hours and hours for a team to do. With this unit, we would be able to go directly to the inverter, hook the device up, and be able to possibly narrow it down to a combiner box home run from there. And once we have that box isolated, we've eliminated a lot of the headache of getting to that box. And then once we're there, we can hook this device up and narrow it down to a string. And at the string level, be able to trace it out and hopefully narrow it down to a module level issue.
When you're out in the field working, you have to take in account for all of the different factors that you're working in. So not only do we have to factor in the heat, the elements, the cold, or whatever temperature it is that day. So now you're taking that into account. Plus you're taking into account for the hazard of the array, the voltages of the array. And every minute that you spend troubleshooting is another minute exposed to those hazards. So if you can reduce the amount of troubleshooting, say, by 50%, now we've reduced the amount of time that solar techs are in the field working around those hazards, and ground faults can be very hazardous. So you're literally reducing the amount of time that you're exposing the technicians to any of those hazards that are associated with the job.